Meanwhile, the pool of Singapore citizens grew by nearly 9% to 3.52 million over the period, but the permanent resident population dipped by about 3% to around 521,000. Now, the pandemic and recession also had an impact last year, shrinking the population, the total population, by 0.3% compared to 2019. It is mostly due to declines in non-resident and PR numbers. Minister in the Prime Minister's office, Indranee Rajah, says the data will help the government identify policy areas to work on. She also says that growing the population is about finding the right balance.
We have to supplement our population with some immigration, but that has to be very carefully calibrated. You've seen the moves we've made in the previous years to make sure that the numbers are targeted. Because we also need to support our economy, we need to make sure that we have skill sets that we need. But at the end of the day, we want to grow a Singaporean population.
Analysts say it's possible to have a high-quality economy with a more stable and moderate population growth. One way is to look at attracting higher-skilled workers.
Of course, Singaporeans tend to be higher skilled, so we want to have growth that accommodates our desire for good jobs. We probably don't want the kinds of industries that would require us to have a lot of lower skilled migrant workers, because that's not really an advantage that we can, that we can compete on at the global level compared to, for example, the source countries of these migrant workers who can actually do so at a cheaper cost.
But there may be trade-offs by not pursuing growth through the immigration strategy, and they include fewer opportunities and higher costs burden for the elderly.
Especially since we have an aging population, it would mean that there would be maybe a bit less dynamism in the economy. And I think all of us who are here would have to, perhaps bear a slightly higher, share of the burden, for example, in terms of taking care of our older population. So those are things we have to think about.